Hey guys, King of Charmander's here. Alright, so here we have something really interesting. When I was looking through the list of the Pokemoners Generation 6 data reveal, I noticed something that was really interesting. Here's Diggersby. Enter Diggersby. So, if you don't know what Diggersby is, it's from Benelby. If you played Sword and Shield, you might have seen this thing before. It's this cute, adorable little rabbit thing, and it evolves into this absolutely destructive, like, course of destruction. Well, rapid destruction with like forms. It's like a bunny version of Machamp or something of that sort. Anyways, Diggersby's really interesting because of its stats. So I want you to take a look at this. This is Azu. Hi, Azu. One of the most hated mons in all of Go Battle League since the preseasons, absolutely dominated the entire meta no matter what you've done. You've probably seen one of these every single season, and if you do if you do Joe Battle League, guess what? You're going to see an Azu. And look at Diggersby stats. Diggersby and Azu basically have very parallel stats. You look at it right there, very parallel stats. Now, Diggersby has the same attack, a little bit of higher defense, and lower stamina, but the thing is, its CP also maxed out a little lower, so you can actually give it like level 41, or there's a lot of things you can do with Diggersby. In other words, it can max out at level 40. So Diggersby is really interesting because it's a normal and ground type. Now, being a normal type, it gives you a little bit of problems. Like, you get, like, fighting types do hurt, and ground types. It's because of its stat pool, it's a very interesting Pokemon. Now, the thing about Diggersby is that Diggersby and Azu do share different weaknesses and resistances. As I mentioned, you are weak to fighting. You are weak to grass types, like things that do feature Friendly Plant. Ice types, like Alolan Sandslash, and those Hydro Cannons suck. However, you do resist electricity, so those wild charges don't do much against you. You do take out poison. You do take out poison types as well as rock types. So Bastiodon. Another poison type to mine is Haunter, those Beedrills, and for ghost types. So you do resist ghost type because of the normal type. So Haunters, you effectively wall Haunter if they don't have Sludge Bomb. So it's a very interesting Pokemon. Because ground is very powerful, and it's very powerful, and like as long as you can avoid fighting types, this thing looks to be a beast, especially because of its stat pool. Tanky, powerful, and what makes it even better, that moveset. So the thing about Diggersby, it has Mudshot and Fire Punch. Mudshot is one of the fastest generating moves in the game. It generates energy at 9 energy per 2 turns. You know what has Mudshot? Swampert. What else has Mudshot? G-Fisk. So, some of the most powerful Pokemon in the game actually has Mudshot. And this has Mudshot as well. What's interesting, it also carries Fire Punch. It has a very interesting move pool. Extremely interesting move pool. It has Hyper Beam, of course, which makes it one of the greatest Pokemon of all time because it has the Beam. It has Earthquake and Fire Punch. So, it's incredibly interesting. Very good stats. Actually, one of some of the best stat pool in the game for Great League, and a very interesting moveset. Not only that, it's actually pretty cheap because it only costs 10k for you to power it up for a second move. So 10k for a second move, and it maxes out at level 40. Like it's nuts. Just how strong Diggersby can be for Go Battle League. Now you'll just see in the Matrix just how impressive. Like I said, Mudshot, very good move. One, like, arguably the best charging ground move in the game, factually. It has Earthquake, so it gets stabbed. It has Hyper Beam, which if you want to go that way, but Fire Punch also gives you a viable bait move. Great bait moves, great stats, equals a monster in Great League, and that's what Diggersby can be when you use it. Now, you'll see just exactly on the PvPoke.com analysis just how powerful Diggersby is in the Matrix, if it were to release on the meta today. Alright, so here I have Diggersby, a level 40 Diggersby. The Matrix is one of my favorite things to do because you can see things like this. There's level 40, and then we also have a level 50 over here. So if you run the simulator, I'm going to just run the one shield. I'm not going to go over every single wing, but this is just a little preview of how it would look if it came out now. As you see, you do lose against like half and half. If it does hit you for super effective damage, like Ice, It does resist you like Altaria. Flyers do resist Diggersby because Mudshot, etc. Altaria has a really strong matchup because essentially it walls Diggersby with Fire Punch. Azu as well, as you see, Azu with Bubble it's not comfortable to get Ice Beamed with Azu. You have a very negative matchup. You do beat Bastiodon, you beat Clefable. Deoxys defense, ironically, you do beat some Pseudo Fighters. You don't beat all of them, but you do beat some of them. And then you do lose against things like Obstagoon, etc. and Scrafty. However, you do have like a half and half. So you have very strong matchup against what you beat. You even beat Shadow Hypno and regular Hypno. You also beat Alolan Marowak. As you see, the fighters really do a number on you, as well as grass types and water types. So Diggersby is very tanky, but as you see here, its weaknesses, it loses convincing against its weaknesses. There is one interesting matchup, though. So in the one shield, if you have a level 51, as you see, level 50 and 40 don't matter too much. However, if you do fight a Toxicroak, apparently level 50 gives you enough bulk to last and destroy Toxicroak in many scenarios versus level 40. So level 50 does matter in like one scenario. Other than that, the rest of the scenarios don't matter too much. I can see level 50 being good in the other matchups, just to like, as you see, the matchups are closer if you have a level 50 Diggersby. And you beat Wigglytuff and Zweilous. In other words, it's Diggersby's, like, as long as you keep it away from its weaknesses, Diggersby looks to be really good for Go Battle League. Like I said, as long as you keep them, which is kind of not too common because you, like, keeping stuff away from Azu and Altaria, etc. You're gonna have to put like 2 Mons in front with Diggersby to make sure that Diggersby can, like, stay away or pivot away from its weaknesses. So, but other than that, still really good Mon. Like I said, Mudshot generates energy quickly, Fire Punch does a lot of damage, and Earthquake just absolutely destroys Bastiodon. That's pretty much what Diggersby does. Charges fast, does a lot of damage, and as you see, can survive quite a lot of match. Not, like, there isn't something, like, at a level 51 is actually allows you to survive pretty dang well against some of its matchups. But still be very careful when using Diggersby against its weaknesses. So unfortunately for, like, the rest of the data, this is the rest of the data from the paste bin, from Pokeminers. As you see here, Bunnelby doesn't really have much use. It's kind of... compared to Diggersby, Bunnelby really doesn't have any use. It's Mudslap Earthquake, so if it does go for the Little Cup, it could actually be a little interesting because it's semi-tanky. So if you go here, you go to Bunnelby. As you see, Bunnelby does have a decent, like, stat spread, and it maxes out near 500. Now, I don't know if you really are willing to use all that does to make a Bunnelby for the Little Cup. If you are, you have potential. It has potential. Mudslap, well, pretty much just as, like, a fast move attacker, because Mudslap is the only thing it really has going for it. However, it's incredibly tanky, and it will give Bronzor a problem. That's pretty much it. Other than that, as you see here, only 50 candies to power up. It is cheap to use for Bunnelby. Only 10k candies, but Diggersby looks like a beast, especially for, like, some formats. If there's a specific format or a cup, Diggersby looks like to be a beast. So pretty soon you'll see just how powerful Bunnelby is, or Diggersby, once it's released for Pokemon Go in Gen 6, whenever they decide to throw out Bunnelby or Diggersby. So I give Diggersby a 7. It's good. It's really good, but, like, it just loses too hard against, like, what it's weak against. I suppose if it has, like, energy advantage, etc., it's still good. It's still really good, don't get me wrong. And pretty, like, great bulk, and, like, great bulk. Essentially, it's like a mini-Groudon in a sense, because it has Mudshot, Fire Punch, and Earthquake. It's literally like a mini-Groudon with normal type. That's literally what Diggersby is. But Diggersby, because it charges really quickly, it has a ton of moves. It's very strong against what it's good against. As long as you can eliminate Diggersby's weaknesses, you should be pretty dang good. Like I said, 7 out of 10 though. Low cost, so 10k, very low cost Mon too. So, well, low cost in a sense for a second move. For level 40, it's going to cost quite a bunch of dust, so it's kind of expensive. Low cost second move, expensive overall, but Diggersby looks like to be a beast. And it has a lot of versatility with it. As you see, it still wins 73% of matchups in the current day meta in the 2-shield, so it's really interesting. So it still does very, very well. 73% is still really dang good, especially for the meta. So I hope if you like Diggersby, it looks like it's going to be pretty dang good for Go Battle League in the right team. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe. Diggersby looks to be really good, especially for, like, a condensed cup. For example, if there's, like, a normal cup, then Diggersby is likely to do really well in that cup. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing more Gen 6 analysis soon, and I hope you guys are wonderful, and I'll see you on the next video.